We're going to try to give you some good games tonight. If we don't, well, we're going to sing some Broadway musicals. That's all we can do. I used to work on Broadway, and that's what we'll do. I don't. You can tell me in the chat, like, what sort of musicals you would like. Is there anything that you would like to hear? Um, I can basically sing anything from Broadway, um, like Camelot. Maybe something from Camelot you might like to hear. That would be cool. Um, we just got to get our camera here going now. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here in terms of gameplay and everything. Yeah, I guess we're in focus. I had a problem the other night. I wasn't in focus. I don't know why I had to focus it every night. I've got like a really great camera here, but it just doesn't make me very clear for some reason. Okay, I got to go back and change this over to Lichess. Now we're going to be playing Lichess, and we're going to start in a couple of minutes. We got to wait for our lurkers to come back. I don't know if you guys know about lurkers, but I've got more than 1,800 of them. My grandson has got a program that tells me that can tell exactly how many lurkers a person has. How are we doing here on the starting soon? Okay, a minute 40. That's fine. Okay, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about opening theory before we start. The theory is like this: if we're playing white, we're going to play King's Gambit. If we're going to play black, we're going to play what's called the King's Gambit reversed. I'll show you how that works out. It's basically a little bit like a Carol can opening. That'll be fun. Okay, I think we're almost ready to go. The lurkers are sending their last tweets. They just checked their email, finished a few things like they like to do. They like to maybe do a little Instagram stuff. But we're on our way. If they're late, that's their problem because we're starting the game. Okay, it's a King's Gambit. And we're on. We're live. You're looking at Steinitch. And Steinitch is out and running with a King's Gambit. What's that? Where's that king going to go now? We're going to just kind of like just keep checking him here. He can take this pawn. I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, if we protect that pawn with this knight, it's a good move. And then we can checkmate him next move with this pawn. That'll be a fast game. Sometimes the King's Gambit goes really darn quick, like that one. I mean, that guy's rated a little bit more than 1,500, and he has a question mark. That's the thing about Lichess. A person might actually be rated a little bit less than 1,500, and still. Let's do the post-mortem, and I'll just show you how powerful the King's Gambit can be if your opponent doesn't have a clue how to react against it. That was a very quick game where we checkmate. We made the king take a walk. The guy didn't even move any other pieces. King walked out in the middle and got checkmated. So let's just run through that, and I'll show you what I did. This is a good move in the opening. It frees up the bishop and the queen, attacks a couple of central squares. Okay, now that's called the King's Gambit. If he takes that pawn, then you immediately move the knight out and you end up with a good game. Because with this pawn over here, this pawn can immediately come up. You have a strong center. And that pawn can't do anything there. He's blocked by the knight. And he took it. And I immediately take up. You got to immediately move the knight up there. If you don't, he comes out here with his queen and checks you. And you can't advance this pawn because this pawn's sitting here. So when he takes the pawn, remember, always move the knight out and you won't get in trouble. Now that's a double question mark. They're telling me I should bring my knight out here. If you look at Lichess, I'm going to click this here because that way it'll for sure tell us the next move. It's telling me on this game analysis that I should move my knight out. And you can do that, and it's probably the most solid move. But like I did on this game, just to get some extra interesting play going, I had a slight advantage here. I moved that knight out. It dropped me down to 0, so it's an even game now. But we have excellent attacking possibilities because I just freed up this queen. He's got to move his pawn up. If he misses that, then... Oh, and he moved up his pawn, but too far. So then, I come up with the queen. I just wanted to show you, you can do this in Lichess. If he did something else, like, suppose he figures, well, he'll develop this or something, then you can come out here with the queen. And if he tries to block with this pawn, you take him there. If he takes your knight, you get the rook. So that's another reason why I moved that knight out there, because it protects that white square against some attacking possibilities like that. But let's go back to the real game. This is what he really did. And then I attacked him there. And then we just checkmated him 1, 2, 3 after that. Let's see if we did the same things that Lichess is telling us we should do. Okay, so we did the move there like Lichess said. And then I checked him there. He should have brought that pawn out, it says. That would not have saved him, though. If he had done that, I would have just taken him. But then it would have given his king a flight square, and he might have better chances. But let's go back to the way the game really was. When I came out there, check, he moved his king up there. Now they're saying I should have, let's see, maybe was that faster, maybe? And that, Lichess always does a lot of tricky stuff. Then I let him take my knight. Oh, okay, so that's checkmate there. I didn't even see that. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can checkmate the king when you got pieces out and he's in the center. But the real game was he came up there. I developed my knight because I didn't want him to take that pawn. I wanted to trap him out there. And then he did that, and that was checkmate. So I hope you enjoyed the game. I like to put these games up one at a time. And if you just bear with me, I'm just going to go offline for like 30 seconds or so, and I'll be right back. Maybe you can get a tweet in or something. You don't want to waste time in those 30 seconds. And then we'll do another live game with Steinitch.